Good morning, everyone. I'm Courtis Fuller. Welcome to the program. Today we have a lot to talk about as usual, but we want to get started by bringing in someone who is very familiar in this city and very familiar to this show. That's Jim Klingman. He is the president of the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky African American Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to the program.
Thanks a lot, Courtis. Good to be back.
I know, it's good to have you back here. Bring people up to date on the African American Chamber, some of the things you've been doing, the growth over the years.
Well, it's been a whirlwind, especially over the past 12 months. The growth has been phenomenal. We're over 600 members now. We're only 3 years old, and we just moved into our new building, our own building, which we purchased. We have several projects that we're working on. We have a major tourism piece that we're working on through our project manager, Mr. Ken Price, who's doing phenomenally well with that. We have some involvement with the Hope 6 project, Lincoln Court and Laurel Homes project with CMHA, with the new stadium, the Red Stadium, the underground museum, all kinds of things. I mean, we try to stay, if not involved, at least informed as to what's going on, so that we can kind of carve out our niche, as it were, to gain some economic benefit for primarily the African American community, businesses and consumers, and in general for the whole city. Because I really think the Chamber, in doing what its mission calls for, has done a lot for the city in general. But of course, as you know, our primary focus is on Black-owned businesses.
Mm-hmm. I will say that you have basically turn talk into action.
That's what it's all about.
And I say that with a smile on my face, because a lot of this started over just conversation.
That's
and
right.
So when I say talk, I mean just really conversation,
right,
where you had ideas, other people had ideas, and
you were one of them.
Well,
leave
no,
yourself out. We talked, you and I talked about
we had
this.
a lot of conversations, but
Yeah.
You really moved that talk into action. And I say that because a lot of people have ideas, because I hear a lot of talk in the community.
We're good at that.
But it takes some action too.
That's
and,
right.
And it hasn't been easy.
Oh no, it hasn't been easy. And let me say, first of all, that it wasn't a one-man show. The Chamber right now is here because of the work of a lot of people. Initially 5 of us who worked on the organizing committee, but the initial 30 or 40 people who joined that first night, I always have to give them credit, because had they not done that, all of my talk would have just been for naught. And I presented the concept, and of course been working with the Chamber ever since we started, but it took a collective effort, which is exactly what I'd always been writing about. Cooperative, collective economics, that's what we did. And like you said, we put our words into action, and we have generated now, in 3 years, over $2 million out to businesses in this community, primarily Black-owned businesses. So I look at that as a rousing success.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like it's been successful in terms of the response throughout the community, because and you mentioned it earlier, it is important to focus on the priority, which is the African American community. But by doing that, you really make the entire community better.
Of course. We're 40% of the population of this city. If we do anything well, it's going to have a residual effect on the entire city. And the cooperation and collaboration that we've had by most in this city has been phenomenal. And I think that the Chamber was a catalyst to pull that kind of cooperative effort across all boundaries together, and to move our city forward.
Mm-hmm. You've had the opportunity to speak out on a lot of issues, and we see you quite often on the news, read your quotes in the newspaper, and so people are coming to you trying to get some response. One issue coming up, obviously, is the election. The vote translates into power, translates into money and economics.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just touch on that, because I know in the mix there's some discussion about, who people will vote for and whether they'll be going out to the polls and things of that nature. But we want to get people out there.
Oh, definitely. I think that you cannot win if you're not in the game. And voting and the political process is a process that everybody can play. And I think it's very important for us to at least go out and vote. We talk about registering, but you also have to vote after you register. And the turnout in May was just, it was really bad. So I hope and I encourage everyone to go out and participate in the system. As far as who's running and everything, I think we have an excellent opportunity to get representation on council that we're looking for. We have an excellent opportunity to gain some impetus into the year 2001 when they go into the strong mayor form of government, if that happens. So, I encourage people to get involved. As you said, it leads to economic power if we work together. And how that happens is I always say that politicians don't create economic empowerment. They are the conduits through which economic empowerment can be gained. The economic empowerment comes from after the politicians make their laws and regulations and we benefit from those financially, then it's up to us to take what we have and to create economic empowerment. The organizations, such as the Chamber and other organizations that benefit from the politicians who make those decisions as to where the money's going to go. So it's really up to us in terms of economic empowerment, but in order for us to get a toehold and a head start on this, we have to make sure that the right folks, at least from our perspective, are in office to make that happen.
Yeah. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back and talk a little bit about several other things, including a study that many of you might have read, just bits and pieces about in the newspaper, heard on the news. It's a study involving race. Race still matters in 1999. We'll be back in a moment.